Hi, welcome to APG.STUDIO channel. My name is Alicia, fitness yoga expert, and as every Tuesday we've got yoga for men, and today I'm going to answer the very common question, how to unlock my hamstring. I'm stretching, but I'm going nowhere with my hamstring. And first thing is, if you're doing your stretching correctly. You can see lots of videos on the internet, usually from instructors, who has no problem with flexible hamstring. And they demonstrate stretching, which is not actually for you, because you don't have flexible hamstring. You're actually looking for exercise to make them more flexible, okay? I can see a lot exercise advice to do, lay down, keep your one leg straight, lift here, easy, fine. If you don't have flexibility in your hamstring, you're working on it, it's no way you can keep your leg on the floor and the leg up straight to feel hamstring stretch. If it's tight, it's not gonna happen because the length of your muscles is not that as someone who is demonstrating stretching. And how to adapt for someone who doesn't have that much flexibility, how to unlock your hamstring in a correct way without forcing yourself for too far, because your muscles are not ready for that. So of course you can be on your back, but instead keeping your leg straight, bend your right. We're going to focus on your left leg first. So keep your right foot on the floor. Make sure you're engaging abdominal muscles, so you're pressing lower back down to the floor. You're tucking your pelvis slightly under, so you're trying to keep lower back flat, okay, as flat as you can. If you've got tight muscles in your lower back, that's another option, that's another thing. But you're trying to press down to the moment you're feeling stretch, and you're engaging abdominal muscles. So now we've got the right position for your pelvis. And first, to check what the flexibility in your hamstring is grab your knee and pull. You're going to feel stretch in your glutes first. To stretch your hamstring, we're lifting leg, but if you're moving your leg out, stretching is too much. So you're keeping your knee close to you, as close as you can, because that's another point. If your glutes and your lower back are flexible, to go further with your hamstring. I hope that makes sense, okay? So when you don't feel stretching in your hamstring, you're lifting your foot, but you're still pulling your knee close to you without lifting your hips, okay? We want buttocks on the floor, left and right, and you're pulling your knee and you're trying to stretch your leg. So it's not true to unlock your hamstring, you have to practice this stretch. If your hamstring is very tight, it's not helping. You're going to feel your muscles shaking, and it's so much discomfort in your upper body, because some people even ask, grab your leg and pull. If your leg holds like this, range of movement in your hip is limited. That's it. This is how far you can lift. And if someone asking you to lift and pull, grab and pull, and you can't reach it, you're lifting your upper body. So instead, keeping upper body relaxed, you're just forcing your neck area so much, because you're keeping your head off the floor and you feel all the muscles in your neck, front and back and chest and shoulder. We just want the stretch for your hamstring. That's it. No more strain in the other part of your body, okay? So the best way to unlock your hamstring, to work with your very, very tight hamstring, is this position. Other leg, foot on the floor first. Start with your knee pulling towards to your chest. So you know already, I can feel my glutes. So that's the first thing you need to focus. Stretch your glutes muscles. After that, it's time for your hamstring. So you're lifting your foot, but you're holding your knee bent and you're trying to bring closer. If you're ready for more, you can flex your foot. You add the stretch for your calf as well as your hamstring. And this is how you work. When you feel, yeah, I can keep my leg straight, now you can go with your right leg down the floor. But not from the beginning. So let's do the same with your left. And you can feel left or right is gonna be much more flexible than the other one. So my advice is always start with the side, which is the tighter, compare both sides. Do the stretching a few times, change for the other leg, and come back to the one which needs more work. So I don't advise to only stretch your tight side, because if you start to stretch only this side, you neglected your other one. And one day you will check and the one that was tighter is gonna be more flexible. So to bring the balance is work with both, but a little bit more reps for left or right side. So we're starting again with your foot on the floor, left leg. So now we're stretching your right. Bring your knee, neck, shoulders completely relax on the floor. And again, check your position of your pelvis. This is very, very important. And you're pulling in to your chest. When you feel your glutes and your lower back, that's it for now. Just work with your muscles higher, lower back and your glutes. And after that, as you're going to feel your thighs, not that much stretching now, you can start with your foot higher. But if you notice, yeah, I can lift higher, but your knee is not close to your chest as it was, that's a compensation already. Your body is saying, hey, okay, yeah, he needs the leg straight. So what we need to do, we need to move leg out. That's the reaction from your body, always on the protective zone. So whatever you do, your body is like, okay, we need to respond for that. Stretching, the hamstring is stretched too much, move your leg out. That's it. You don't even think about it. Your body just does this thing. And you need to know how your body can compensate your stretch if you're trying too hard. You're trying the options for your stretching, which is not suitable for you. So lifting your foot only to the moment, you're holding your knee the same position. And that's it. You can add your calf stretching. So when your toes pointing up, you're going to feel more at the front. When you flex your foot, so you're pushing your heel up, toes pointing down to the floor, you're feeling your calf. And the hamstring, especially the part behind your knee, hamstring is so long, you're just below your knee all the way up to your hip area. That's why it's much more challenging to stretch these muscles, because it's very, very long. It takes much more time. And that's it. As you progress, your leg's gonna be straight. But again, you start first with your foot position, if you're pointing up, as your leg is straight. But without lifting hips. I can see sometimes guys still trying to copy what I'm doing, but it's only if you're not making any changes somewhere. So when you're trying to keep your leg straight, body is not ready, you're going to lift your butt off the floor. That's another way body is compensating the stretch. And if you don't know about it, you don't even notice. And you're thinking, oh yeah, my leg is here, but your hips are not on the floor. So when you bring your hips on the floor, your leg is in the same position. Look, it's only because I'm lifting my hips. I've got this feeling my leg is closer, but it's not. It's because you're changing your hips position. So instead fighting and trying to achieve the stretching, which is not the case, it's not about the straight leg. It's about feeling the stretch in your hamstring. Pulling your knee first, lifting your foot, later on trying with your legs straight if you're ready for that. But lower back still flat on the floor, abdominal muscles still engaged. Next step is flexing your foot. It's much more intense stretching. That's why you can control first with your toes pointing up. And if you're still ready for more stretch, you start to work with your leg on the floor. So it's like upside down splits. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope the explanation is fine and you understand why it's so important to have this knowledge, how your body can slightly change position of your hips. And you've got this feeling, I'm progressing with my stretching, but it's not the case, as I demonstrated already. You can practice the same exercise sitting on the chair. I've got the chair, but it's higher than the normal, but still I will show you. Okay, my chair is higher, but I demonstrate. I put the link for the video with the chair as well. So it's the same position, but instead bringing your leg up, you're working with your upper body without round shoulders, without movement, as I call bending from your belly area. You can feel exactly the bend is in your belly button area. So we don't want this position. Again, we need to work, tricky on this one, we need to work with your hips. So when you're placing your fingers in your hip joints, just at the front, and you're leaning forward, you should feel the pressure. Your body, your hip bones on your fingers. If you can't feel anything, the movement is probably from here, which means hamstring is super tight and probably you have more benefits doing the previous one on the floor. Okay? So always from your hips. Try to imagine it's not bending forward, it's like reaching forward with your chest. So you try to reach as far as you can with your chest. So you're just moving forward, not down, but forward. And now as you reach this position, you're going down, not the opposite, not straight away down to the floor, but first like making your spine very long and working with your chest, reaching somewhere to the front to feel calf and hamstring stretch. Okay, so these two exercises really good, but the pelvis position is important. Why? Because your hamstring muscles is attached over here, so it's all about pelvis movement. When you're bending forward in the stand-up position, which is exactly the same, you're just changing the gravity work, so it's the same as on the chair. But someone maybe needs to start with bent knees. Okay, we've done some exercise using the chair, so I put the link in here. You can try as well. So if you've got any more questions, I hope I answer and clearly explain you all what is more important with your tight hamstring, how to correctly unlock these muscles. And yeah, if you're still not sure, please leave the comments below and I will try to make more explanation or give you maybe another option for these muscles. It's a tricky one because of the length. That's why it's much harder to work, and usually men got really tight area, hips and legs as well. So thank you for now, thank you for your time, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you know anyone who should try stretching like this with knowing what is important and how your body can slightly change something on the way, please share the link with your friends, and I hope I'm going to see you next week at the same time. So thank you for now.